the first lap is always a bit hectic. Make sure you give other cars a lot of room. We don't want any problems.
What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of RRL, the Red Line Racing League, their F2 season here on the Saturday Arvos. We're here for round number 8 here at the Hungarian Grand Prix as we're about to set off here for the formation lap under wet weather conditions.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. Now, obviously, you would have seen the flying lap that I did here. Came into this one, had zero practice as always, which is usual around here. As there's Death Row in the Prema car having a spin at, I think that was, in between turns 1 and 2. His Steele has a little bit of a drift coming through turn 2 there, so not sure whether he's showing off there or not, or
10 minutes
whether
left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
There's a weather update there from Jeff there, but yeah, not sure whether that was a drift or just whether he wanted to show off for the camera or what. I do not actually know. It was just probably just getting used to the wet weather conditions. As we now go for a spin, this has become literally a tradition. Nearly every race that I've done so far, literally go for a spin on the formation lap somewhere along the line, and there we go again. It just continues on as always there. So, but anyway, so yeah, no idea what to expect for this one. Obviously, zero practice. Literally no idea what to expect here. As I decided to, obviously the rest of the grid is sort of lining itself up, but I decided to wait for the other two behind to catch up for the end of the formation lap. Unfortunately, it took over, and obviously the rest is history. It was Exedona and Michi, I think it was, that were the ones at the back. I think were behind there in the Trident and the BWC Ardern cars. But we're all set to go here in, not fully wet weather conditions. So here we go. We're all set for round 8 here at Hungary. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Hungaro ring, and it's literally just tippy-toe off the line as we get a little bit sideways. Death Bro's gone into the grass, decided to do a bit of mowing in that Prema, so he's off to an absolute flying start there. Derek Kidd, I don't think, didn't get away well in that MP Motorsport car. I don't know actually which driver he is. If he's Mahave Gunathan, then who knows what it'll end up being. But anyway, now we're going side by side here. I think X-Deal in BWT Arden as we go very, very deep into turn 2 there. Just managing to hang on for the time being, but short shifting it up very early through there as we just, I think, managed to hang on for the time being over Deal there. So we're up somehow into P3, just behind BRL Jarrett there in the Sauber Junior team by Charu, I think it's called. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. And they got Benny, who's the leader of the Grand Prix. There's a few slight moments there. You can probably see a few red X's. That's just to do with my internet. Fortunately, where I live compared to some of these guys who've probably got a much better internet than myself, fortunately, that's the way it has to be sometimes. So one of these days I probably will maybe get a house with much better internet so I can actually do some proper online races. So this sort of stuff doesn't happen a lot, but if anyone wants to help out, please do let me know. I'd love to have much better internet. But anyway, we're losing spots. I gave up the spot to Deal, obviously, because I cut the chicane at turns 6 and 7 as Deal runs very wide coming through turn 12 there. But we're battling away with Alan Hugo, who I think's in the what's the orange car these days? The other orange car, I should say. Oh God, I should know it off the bloody top of my head, but I don't.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
There's nice encouragement there from Jeff as always. As actually we have a teammate for the first time this season. Is that Matt is actually my teammate for this round here at Hungary. Still has a bit of a slide there. I think he's managed to avoid the wall there, so he's only lost a couple of spots there to myself and his teammate Exedona. So fortunately for Matt, it's not started well for him. Unfortunately, might have got some damage there, but there's a safety car already. I think.
Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
I think the safety car was brought up because Derek Kidd had a crash coming through. What is that? Between turns 3 and 4. But it looks of it on the mini map there. But as Alan Hugo, I'm not sure what he was trying to. What's the word? Sort of like. Try to sort of convince me to go into the pit lane or not. It didn't work, unfortunately. So We'll stick it in behind for the time being. Somehow we get a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I do not know how. That is a 10-second time penalty, to be honest. I thought that would literally just be a warning. But anyway, Hugo goes very, very wide here. Look in front there, BRL Jared. It looks like he was coming into the pit lane, but I literally have no idea what on earth he was doing there. Literally just come back out onto the pit, onto the main straight, and he's still back in his normal position of P2 there as well. We sort of begin another lap. Weather update.
Another 5, maybe 10 minutes of this rain.
So still another 5-10 minutes of this wet weather here, but with these F2 cars, obviously, they only have wet weather tyres. They don't have intermediates like the normal F1 cars. We go for a spin and into the wall.
Are you all right?
And we're out.
Engine off. Engine off.
Okay. To be honest, when that happened, I literally had my hands in the air just thinking, how is that a DNF? I just don't get it. It's just literally like a light spin here. Go for a spin. But no, Codemasters obviously thinks that was obviously sufficient enough for sufficient damage, I should say, get my words right, to call that a DNF. But anyway, there's Jared again, shortcutting the pit lane coming out onto the racetrack. Again, I still don't know why he did that, but he's now going to overtake Benny F1 here and then just collides into the safety car. So, yeah, again, I have no idea what brought that one. Not even going to go there at all there with that Jared. But anyway, we'll continue on. He's now lost the front wing, obviously, as someone else had a spin under the safety car. It's Death Bro in the Prema, so he's had a bit more fun here. No idea what on earth happened there, as I was busy doing some other stuff between that and obviously watching the races. Now Jared is actually retired from the Grand Prix, as there's his car off to the left-hand side there. We'll keep aboard here actually with Frizy in the Carlin entry as we slowly but surely come up, as the safety car is going to come in this lap. And I think it was a late call as well with the safety car. So there's Jared off to the left there. So no idea what on earth happened there, as there's a few guys actually going to take advantage here of because the track was starting to dry out as we go back green flag running. Benny leads from Alan Hugo. I'll try and freaking remember the team's name. By the end of this video, I probably still won't remember it. But like I said, there was a couple of guys that included my teammate came into the pit lane because, like I was saying, these F2 cars only have wet weather tyres. They don't have intermediates like the F1 cars. So basically, you have to be stuck on the wets for quite a while until literally the dry period. So there's you guys going on to the dry tyres. Death and Matt obviously went on to the medium, so did Frizy. But then literally the next lap later, the top 3 came into the lane. Exodona had to stay out. Mitchie decided to stay out as well. Unsure why that was, but you can see all those guys would assume they'll be coming in for the dry compounded tyres. As there's Dill into the lane. And obviously, like I said, you've probably seen in the past, the pit stops are a little bit different compared to the F1 cars, with a bit less people in the pit lane. But Benny and Hugo and Dill are now on the medium compounded tyres, as he's the race leader at the current moment, as there's Death Row, who's gone off again. Where's this at? This is at turn 4 and 5. It is an easy spinning spot there, so not sure whether the curb may have had something to do with that or not, but yeah, basically just stuck on board for the rest of this lap. But that's actually brought out the safety car. Well, Death is actually retired from the Grand Prix, so that would have a factor. I think he just literally crashed out himself there. But this is sort of a beneficiary for these guys in, well, the top 2 positions currently. That's both Exodona and Mitchie. As Mitchie, I think, set to serve a 5-second time penalty there in his Trident. So he's going to lose the spots there. Here comes Dono, and here goes Hugo. I think it's a battle to the race line to see where you end up. It's slowly down here. He might be okay. He's waiting up for his teammate there. So not sure what the case was there, to be honest. Whether it was something else, some other issue there or what, I do not know. But I think he could have ended up in front of his teammate, but obviously not. As Hugo now comes into the lane, he's coming for another fresh set of medium tyres. I'm not sure exactly what the how many tyres you have, because obviously it's literally going to be, obviously the sprint race has got to be a no stop, as there's someone's just cut the corner big time there. That was exit owner. No idea why, but you've got to keep your set of tyres up your sleeve here. You do not want to be on used set of mediums for the second race. We're back green flag racing. Battle on here between Matt, exit owner, and Hugo. Mitchie's just being the watching brief there in sixth place. For a second there I thought someone was way off the road there. Might have been Donor, but in the end, no, it actually turned out to be just Hugo himself, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not sure whether there was any contact or not, but here comes Donor looking up the inside of Matt. I don't think he was quite close enough there. Mitchie might have been a bit close to Hugo as well. But this was sort of the pretty much the battle here, because Benny started pretty much pulled away from Dill up in front there. There's Donor looking left, right, every which way. Gives Matt a little bit of a punt and pushes him off the road here. And Hugo may be the beneficiary of this one, of this battle. He might have a look up the inside here as now Jared has left the session. Again, I don't know why, but there's Hugo getting a little bit sideways coming on the start. Finish straight here. So he might be under attack here from Matt going down into turn one, possibly. He might have a look. Maybe it'll be a late dive bomb. He does. He goes for the move, does Matt, but he unfortunately didn't pull it up, unfortunately. So had to settle back in for the time being there. But Mitchie's now come into the lane. Let's see for another set of tyres. But now this is the battle now for P3's Donor. I think sort of moved a little bit late there for Hugo, but won't be too long before these guys behind, as we now catch him in view right on cue. So Matt's going to go around the long way, try and get two in one go here. He's going to go. I think he's got around Hugo. Yes, he has. Might try exit owner as well. No, he doesn't. Can't quite get enough there on a Donor in the end. But here comes Hugo again, I think, on Matt. There's a look up the inside in turn 4. But I don't think there was nothing doing there, and they managed to settle in for the time being. But that battle was not over yet, as Matt literally goes defensive. Obviously, Hugo does have the DRS around the outside. No can do. If he can hang on the outside, he'll have the inside line here coming into turn 2, which he does. There's a little bit of contact, more contact, and I think Matt's gone round. Want to be careful with the rejoin. Might have just avoided Hugo there in the end, but unfortunately for my teammate for this race, his race is pretty much going downhill. As here goes Mitchie. I think he's trying for a fastest lap, but unfortunately got on a little bit too much on the power there coming through turn 2, and unfortunately there goes his front wing. So I think there goes that one there, but there's these two. Here comes Donor and Hugo again. This is the battle again for the podium on the final lap. Benny, I think, had a massive margin or something or other. As Hugo has a look up the inside, there was a little bit of contact between those two. But no spin there for Hugo, thankfully, but they managed to survive all that. But here comes a race winner. Benny F1 is going to win the feature race here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Mitchie spins it across the line in the end. But there you go. Benny pretty much had the domination there in the end in his ART. I'm not sure exactly which car he runs, but it's Nikita Mazepin's or Nick de Vries's car. I'm not exactly sure. Might be actually, well, by the look of the race suit, you'd have to say it's Nikita Mazepin, because Nikita's Russian. So that would probably explain a little bit here. But we'll quickly have a run through of the results for the feature race. He'll tell me the team in a minute. So yeah, Benny F1 wins the Grand Prix ahead of Dill and Exodona. So it's Arden 2-3, Alan, Hugo, and Campos. That's the name I was thinking of. And then Matt in 5th, Nietzsche, and then the rest, obviously DNF. But let's go to the second race.
Don't take any risks going into the first corner. With this many cars, someone's going to try to squeeze through a gap that isn't there.
Thank you, Jeff, for the sound advice there. But here we are on the grid for the sprint race. It's a bit overcast conditions, obviously, but it's a pretty simple strategy. Don't need to look at it too much, because there's no stop, obviously, but overcast as we set off for the formation lap for the second time.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. Obviously, because we didn't finish that last race, obviously, I think we will have pretty much fresh set of mediums up our sleeve here, so we might look in good step, as there goes Derek Kidd for a spin, as we nearly collective. I think ghosting is on here for the RRL F2 league, but we do gain a spot there, even though it says 11 cars. We do gain a spot because obviously Jared did not rejoin. So again, don't know why. But anyway, we get to the second race here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Longer hole, but let's do it again around the Hungaro ring, and it was a decent start. Exodona was going nowhere, neither was Dill, so both the BWT Arden cars had nowhere. 4 wide, literally going into turn 1. My teammate may actually end up in the lead here. Deathbro goes around, as damaged. Mitchie might have got damaged. Frizy now goes around, so it's all happening here. We may end up in a 1-2 here for the Uni Virtuoso, but no, not quite. Alan Hugo manages to hang on for the time being in second place. So, my word, that was certainly an interesting start to say the least, with literally just cars like billiard balls literally going every which way. You did not know which way to turn. Thankfully, I went the outside line and it actually worked. So, usually I'm the one that gets caught up in carnage, but thankfully we avoided all that.
Good from the start.
As Hugo gets a little bit sideways coming out of turn 5 there. So here we go through the second turn 11. Here's Matt, where ran very wide, and so did we. So we're sort of working in tandem a little bit here at Uni Virtuoso, but didn't take long on lap 2 as Hugo has a late look up the inside of Matt into turn 1. Not quite close enough in the end. Obviously, difference is, obviously, I mean, you can probably tell Luca Giotto's car, and obviously Matt will be in Guan Yu Zhou's car. So there's yellow flags behind it. Someone possibly may have had a spin there. Not actually what's happened. There's virtual safety car. Mitchie's out of the Grand Prix. Exodona's out of the Grand Prix. So something must have happened behind for those two. Possibly they may have got tangled up. We'll have a look on board here. Let's have a look on board here with Mitchie. So this is coming out of turn 1 here. As there goes Exodona. Just reverses. Oh my word.
That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
That was a massive crash there for Mitchie. In the end, but unfortunately, yeah, that's an awkward one there, unfortunately, here as we get back going again under the virtual safety car as Alan Hugo somehow might have got a little bit of a shove there from my teammate in front there, and might have been a little bit cheeky there from Matt, but that may have helped us a little bit here as we have a little slight look up the inside here into the second last corner here. So we're almost about to begin lap 3. Got to try and obviously get past Hugo as quick as we can because Derek Kidd is not far behind in that MP Motorsport car. But here we go now on to lap 3. DRS is obviously enabled because it was only a virtual safety car, but we're going to do something different here. Going to send it up the inside here into turn 1. Go as deep as we dare, maybe a bit of wheel banging there, but I felt like that was okay. We get the move done. Maybe Hugo probably felt otherwise as Deathbro is now out of the Grand Prix. As Hugo had to look up the inside there into turn 2, sorry. But I don't think he was quite far enough up. Not from where I was anyway, but we run very wide and get a track limits warning there, obviously. There's another virtual safety car has been deployed. So this is going well here. I think that possibly was for death as well. So but it literally came out late anyway. Here's a replay on board with Hugo from that last virtual safety car restart. Yeah, it might have been a little bit cheeky there from Matt there, but we had a little look up the inside there, but we weren't too close enough there in the end. But anyway, we'll get back onto it. So Uni Virtuoso still has a 1-2 at the moment. Matt still leads ahead of myself as Mitchie's now left the session, obviously because he's out of the race. But now we're just going to hopefully keep in touch with Matt here as usual thing, working tandem as Hugo also goes wide as well. So he's obviously followed that same pack that me and Matt are doing at the current top at the moment. But we set the fastest lap of the race, 37.240 I think it was. Somehow, I don't know actually now how that happened. But anyway, get it right up close to the back of Matt now as really closing in on the leader for the moment here. But right at the back end here. But we didn't have the greatest of runs coming out of turn 3 there. And actually, in fact, Hugo's going to have a look around the outside here. But I was saying, no way, you're going to have to go around the long way. We run a little bit wide there. Obviously keeping it down the middle of the road here. But we just grabbed the curb, which you should not do. Trust me, you should not do. There may have been a bit of wheel banging there. Apologies to Hugo for that one, but that was out of my control. We just get the move done on there. It's not usually a passing spot, I know, but somehow we managed to get it. Going side by side, he managed to just give him the room for that one. But now we go battling through the second sector, which is literally all downforce around here. I think I had a heap of downforce on here. I'm not exactly sure because the F2 cars are quite different from F1, as there's Hugo running wide again. As Matt still leads the way. He's got a bit of a gap now. I think it's like 1.4 seconds or something or other. As Death Bros now left the session. No surprise because he's DNF, but literally sliding our way through the final corner here. Got Hugo's point of view as well. But we'll keep aboard here. I think lap 5 is about to start pretty shortly, if I'm not mistaken. But this will be interesting to see what happens here into turn 1. Matt's now gets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Probably won't last long. There's go Benny gets that one. We move late, obviously, to try and cover off Hugo going down the inside into turn 1. But we have a look up again, up the inside here into turn 1. But not quite close enough here. But what we've got to do here is we're going to try switch back here and catch him by surprise here. Just a little bit of contact, a little bit more contact. Like I said, I felt like that was okay racing. That seemed fair, as we literally wheel banging us two. It's probably one of the rarer cases I can actually battle with Hugo's. We get a first time penalty of the race here. So you can see Hugo's a look up the inside here, like mentioned before. There's not really a passing manoeuvre here, so he does not back out of it. I think he was trying to get the run through the second chicane here. He has a look up the inside here again. I sort of closed the door a little bit there. Like I said, I felt like he wasn't far enough up, and look, going by the point of view as well as he gets sideways coming through there. We have a look up the inside again, but again, I felt like there was enough racing room there. But would you know it, Benny F1's going to take full advantage of this one as well. Up the inside he goes. There's a bit of contact between those two. Now Benny gets up into P3, but Hugo's not done with yet because he's going to come back up the inside into turn 13. This is allowing us to try and pull away here. Here comes Derek Kidd as well. He might take full advantage. It's all happening in the mid-pack. Well, you could literally say the mid-pack because there's not many drivers left, but I don't know how it's ended up. I think Derek Kidd might have the move done. So we set a personal best on that lap. I don't know. I think Benny's still got the fastest lap of the race, but anyway, we'll skip ahead to lap 6 I should say, as we set a purple middle sector. I don't know how that has happened, to be honest, but just comparing, like I said, I just chucked on a random setup. I think I've just picked one of the usual ones out of the setup ones here. So, the usual ones that you have on the screen, like you have your neutral, high downforce, high speed, that sort of low downforce and whatnot. But anyway, back we go to this. We now begin lap 7. We set the fastest lap before Hugo pitches that away from us for the time being. And again, we have to move late here to make sure he doesn't get up the inside here into turn 1, but we're not going to give up without a fight here, as we now go side by side here, coming out of turn 1 here. But again, just going to do this, switch back into turn 2 up the inside. There was possibly was a little bit of contact there. Like I said, I did not feel it. Hugo felt like there was contact there. It might have been on his screen, but I did not feel any contact at all. He probably, if he heard very closely there, he probably heard there was no contact on my screen. Well, I didn't hear any contact, put it that way anyway. But Derek Kidd takes full advantage of that one as we behind Matt as we run very wide coming into turn 13 there, as we're now side by side with Derek Kidd. No, we're not. We're both in the wall.
We're adjusting the strategy.
And after that, I was just furious, and then I just chucked it in the wall. And
what happened? Let me know you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that move, really. But, you have a look at this on the slow-mo replay. I mean, I ran very wide here. I knew Derek Kidd was up the inside here, but, I mean, I literally gave more the track I could give there. You probably could tell the wheel as well. I mean, I was not turning left at all. I just have no words, literally. I mean, Derek probably said it was going nuts at me in the Twitter chat afterwards. But again, look on board here with Alan Hugo. But if you look back on my footage again, I was not turning left at all. I mean, I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, I felt that like that was Derek Kidd's fault. He may disagree with me. That's fine. You can have your own opinions on that one. But, yeah, I mean, that brought out the virtual safety car. I think Derek Kidd has front wing damage. We're not surprised there. But anyway, after that, I think I just basically quit the session because it was just a shit way to end the Grand Prix. But, yeah, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel for plenty more RRL F2 coverage. And like us the video if you want to. But yeah, till the next one, whatever that will be, it's goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.